It wasn't a diss track. It wasn't an interview. It wasn't even a post. It was a like. One small tap from 50 Cent on Instagram, and suddenly the whole internet froze. Someone commented under a sketch 50 posted of Jay-Z. He's next, isn't he? 50 Cent liked it. That's it. No caption, no explanation, no cleanup afterward. And in 2025, that matters. Because when 50 Cent likes something like that, it's never random. This is the same guy who's built an entire second career off knowing exactly when to poke the bear. Here's why people reacted so hard. If 50 wanted this to be a joke, he had options. He could have ignored the comment. He could have replied, nah. He could have laughed it off. He did none of that. A like is permission. It tells fans, blogs, and creators, you're allowed to talk about this. And once that permission is given, the internet does the rest. Within hours, blogs were asking the same question. Is Jay-Z next? Is 50 hinting at something bigger? Or is this just another level of trolling? The tension didn't come from what 50 said. It came from what he didn't say. And that's exactly how 50 likes it. That laugh right there, that's not humor, that's confidence. Because 50 knows something the internet keeps forgetting. You don't need proof to start a conversation. You just need timing. And the timing right now is perfect. To understand why this moment hit so hard, you have to zoom out. This didn't happen in a vacuum. Just days before this, 50 Cent dropped content tied to the Diddy situation. It didn't just trend, it dominated. People weren't casually watching. They were arguing, reacting, clipping it up everywhere. And when Diddy reportedly tried to push back legally, it backfired. The story got louder, not quieter. This is when 50 is most dangerous, when he has momentum. 50 doesn't chase attention, he redirects it. So when people started asking, who's next? He didn't answer, he hinted. And hints travel faster than statements. Now here's where Jay-Z enters the picture. Not because of new evidence, not because of a fresh accusation, but because of proximity. Jay-Z and Diddy weren't just industry peers, they were publicly close. Same rooms, same events, same inner circles. Diddy has openly said Jay-Z is one of the only people who calls him by his real name, Sean. That's not casual, that's inner circle energy. And when one powerful figure falls under scrutiny, the public doesn't stop there. They look sideways, they look backward, they look at everyone who stood close. Is that fair? Not always. Is it how the internet works? Every time. And 50 understands that psychology better than most marketers. This also taps into something older, something unresolved. 50 Cent and Jay-Z have history. It goes back over 20 years. Shots, competition, quiet tension. They've had moments of peace, even business overlap. But the rivalry never fully
disappeared. It just went quiet. And quiet rivalries don't die. They wait. So when 50 likes a comment saying, he's next, he's not accusing Jay-Z of anything. He's doing something smarter. He's reminding people that even the most protected names can still be discussed. And discussion is power. Because once a name enters the conversation, controlling the narrative becomes harder. Jay-Z hasn't responded. No tweet, no post, no statement. And for Jay-Z, that's normal. But in this moment, silence hits different. Because 50 isn't shouting, he's smiling. And history shows, when 50 starts smiling online, something is already in motion. This is where most people get it wrong. They think 50 Cent is just joking. They think this is random internet clowning. It's not. 50 doesn't post by accident. He doesn't like comments by mistake. And he definitely doesn't hint at things unless there's a reason. Let's slow this down. The post itself wasn't loud. No caption calling names, no accusations. Just a sketch of Jay-Z that was clearly meant to mock. That matters. Because 50 didn't say anything legally risky. He didn't cross a line. He created space. And space is where the internet does the work for him. Now look at the caption. Please stop sending me stuff like this. I'm not going to post it. While literally posting it. That's not humor.
That's bait. It's 50 saying, I see what you're sending me. I see what you're thinking. Then comes the real moment. A comment pops up. He's next, isn't he? And 50 likes it. That like is the story. Because liking a comment is not passive. It's endorsement without commitment. If this was truly a joke, that's where you shut it down. You ignore it, or you laugh it off. But 50 didn't. He let it breathe. In internet culture, that's permission. Permission for blogs to speculate. Permission for fans to connect dots. Permission for headlines without accusations. And 50 knows this better than almost anyone alive. This is the same man who built half his career by applying pressure without saying names, by letting people expose themselves, by letting silence do damage. Here's the key thing most channels miss. 50 isn't exposing anything right now. He's testing reactions. He's watching. Who panics? Who stays quiet? Which blogs move fast? Which names trend together? That's how power players move. And there's another layer. 50 is fresh off momentum. The Diddy documentary didn't just do numbers, it forced responses. Lawyers spoke, statements came out. And the harder it got pushed back on, the bigger it became. That tells 50 something important. Pressure works. So when people start asking, who's next? He doesn't answer. He hints. Because hints keep him safe and keep everyone else uncomfortable. Now ask yourself this, why Jay-Z? Not legally, not morally, strategically. Jay-Z represents the opposite of
50. Controlled image, corporate respect, minimal internet presence.
So poking him publicly does one thing. It forces silence to speak. And silence in 2025 gets misread fast. This tension didn't start with Diddy. It didn't start with Instagram. It's been building for over 20 years. Let's rewind. Early 2000s. 50 Cent comes in reckless. Mixtapes everywhere. Shots at everyone. Jay-Z responds with that line everyone remembers. I'm about $1. What the f*** is 50? That wasn't just a joke. That was hierarchy. And 50 never forgets hierarchy challenges. They've had moments of peace, even did business together. But the tension never fully disappeared. It just went quiet. Now fast forward. Look at the Super Bowl halftime show. Eminem wanted 50 Cent on that stage. Jay-Z reportedly didn't. It took Eminem saying, I'm not doing it without 50. That detail matters, because it shows where power lines actually are. Jay-Z is about control. 50 doesn't like being controlled. That's a bad mix. And it explains why this moment feels different. This isn't diss tracks. This isn't interviews. This is psychological. Now layer in Diddy. Jay-Z and Diddy weren't just peers. They were close. Publicly close. Diddy has said Jay-Z is the only person who calls him by his real name. That's inner circle. So when Diddy becomes radioactive, the spotlight doesn't stop with him. It spreads. Not because of proof, but because proximity invites questions. And 50 understands how proximity works. He doesn't accuse. He frames. He lets the public ask, who knew what? Who was around? Who benefited? And once those questions exist, you can't fully control them. Now here's something subtle people noticed. As soon as Jay-Z speculation started trending, legacy pieces appeared. Career praise, impact articles. Let's remember how great Jay-Z is energy. Does that mean Jay-Z ordered it? No, but it does show awareness. Jay-Z doesn't fight online. He adjusts the environment. That's his move. But here's the risk. Silence used to be power. Now silence creates gaps. And the internet hates gaps. It fills them with theories. And that's where 50 is dangerous. Because he doesn't need to prove anything. He just needs to keep curiosity alive. Let's be clear. This does not mean 50 has a secret Jay-Z documentary ready. There is no confirmed exposure coming. What this is a temperature check, a reminder that even the most protected figures can still be pulled into conversation. And that's the pattern. 50 challenges untouchables, not head-on, but slowly. And once a name enters the conversation, it's hard to remove it. This is not about truth yet. It's about narrative. And narratives move faster than facts. What made this moment heavier wasn't noise. It was who didn't speak. Jay-Z stayed silent. No post, no statement, no indirect quote. And for Jay-Z, silence is not absence. It's a move.
Within days, something else happened. Legacy articles started popping up. Career retrospectives, greatest rapper debates, business success breakdowns. None of them mentioned 50. None of them mentioned Diddy. But the timing felt tight. Now, that doesn't mean Jay-Z ordered anything. There's no proof of that. But Jay-Z understands optics better than almost anyone alive. He knows how narratives drift, and he knows how to anchor them. Behind the scenes, other celebrities did what they always do in moments like this. They went quiet too. No public support posts, no jokes, no "this is crazy" tweets. Because nobody wants their name pulled into a conversation they can't control. Then there's 50 Cent. He didn't post again. He didn't clarify. He didn't deny. That's important. 50 usually keeps poking when he wants escalation. Here, he paused. That pause tells you this worked. The internet stayed buzzing without him lifting another finger. Blogs recycled the story. Comment sections kept speculating. And every hour Jay-Z stayed silent, the question grew louder. Not accusations, curiosity. And curiosity is dangerous because it doesn't need evidence to survive. So where does this go? Here's the honest answer. There are only 3 possible outcomes. The conversation dies. Another headline replaces it. Another scandal takes center stage. That only happens if 50 fully disengages and the internet gets bored. Jay-Z addresses it indirectly, a line in an interview, a lyric, a controlled moment that shuts the door without opening it. That would likely end this fast. This lingers, and lingering is the most dangerous option. Because the longer silence stretches, the more people start filling gaps themselves. Not with facts, with theories. Here's what this is really about. It's not Diddy anymore. It's not even Jay-Z personally. It's about untouchable status. For decades, hip-hop had figures you didn't question. Legacy protected them. Money insulated them. That era is cracking. 50 Cent has always challenged that idea. He doesn't respect titles. He respects leverage. And right now, leverage is attention. Jay-Z's strength has always been control. Control of image, control of access, control of timing. But control works best in quiet environments. Social media is not quiet. Silence used to signal confidence. Now, sometimes it reads as distance. And distance invites curiosity. Let's be clear. This is not proof of wrongdoing. This is not an accusation. It's a pressure test. And 50 is famous for testing pressure without crossing legal lines. If nothing else, this moment proved one thing. Even the most protected figures can still be pulled into conversation. Not by evidence, by timing. So the real question isn't, is Jay-Z next? The real question is, how long can silence still work in an era that rewards reaction? Because eventually, silence stops looking calm and starts looking calculated. And when perception shifts, even slightly, control becomes harder to maintain. That's where this sits right now. A quiet standoff. No diss tracks, no lawsuits, no direct shots. Just tension. And if history has taught us anything, when 50 Cent smiles online, it's never random. It's a signal. And whether this ends tomorrow or slowly fades, one thing is already clear. The conversation happened. And once a conversation starts, you don't get to decide how people hear it.